Horn Lake, we have not done a whole lot of sports segments this year, COVID, but I'm here with Zay, and we're going to talk a little bit about football. What do you think about the college football playoffs? What was your takeaway? Were you pulling for Ohio?
No. I wasn't pulling for nobody. LSU wasn't playing in the national championship, so.
Yes, but what you're supposed to do down here in the South, there's a lot of students who are pulling for Ohio, which it perplexes me because we should be pulling for our southern teams down here in the SEC.
I mean, you can't pull for somebody that can't beat Alabama.
I'll just say this. I kept my mouth closed because I'm not that type of person, but I had a feeling Alabama was going to win that game. I didn't know they were going to win it by that much, but it turned out to be a pretty sad affair.
Yes, it was.
Okay, now we're moving on. NFL. We are now into the NFL playoff season. How many teams are left?
I think 8, if I'm mistaken. 8.
All right, we got about 8 teams left. I know that Breeze and Brady, that's one of the games everybody's talking about this week. What games are you watching this week?
Green Bay and the Rams. Bills and Ravens. And yeah, that's it. No.
All right. What are your predictions? Who do you think is going to end up in the Super Bowl?
Buffalo and Green Bay.
And you're pretty confident in that?
Yep.
Why?
Green Bay got high-power offense. Can't nobody stop them in the NFC. Well, the Rams might be able to. They got Jalen Ramsey, Arizona. So, you know. Buffalo, I just feel like they got a new up-and-coming quarterback. You know, he played pretty good, and then they got a solid defense over there. And if he pretty much shut down Lamar Jackson wide receivers, you could beat him. Patrick Mahomes, I ain't knocking his skills, but I just got Josh Allen going all the way. Got Aaron Rodgers on the other side.
All right, so there you have it. There's Zay's prediction. We'd like to hear your prediction. You can email us at hornlaketv@gmail.com. Tell us who you think is going to be in the big game. So one more time, just for the record, the Super Bowl is going to come down to 2 teams, and you think those teams are?
The Bills and the Packers.
The Bills and the Packers. That'll be a good game, no doubt. All right.
Good morning, students. This is just a reminder for everyone, if you're planning on taking the February 6th ACT, that's the next opportunity for you. ACT has extended the deadline for no late fees. Today is the last day that you can register for the February 6th ACT without a late fee. If you are a junior or a senior and you want to take this test, please see your counselor to see if you qualify for a fee waiver.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence to let them in. Chalk up their body, another one body, that's just how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I can play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me. Then I double up again under their nose. None of them cold, they just got lucky, but
Welcome
never
to Eagle
adapted,
Vision
so
for
I'm
Friday,
telling you,
January
one that's coming
15th,
to blows.
2021. I'm Chloe Smith, and today's top story heads back to 2020 to congratulate our December Teachers of the Month. Congratulations to Mrs. Robinson for being Teacher of the Month for December and Coach Hunt for VIP Teacher of the Month. I caught up with Coach Hunt a few weeks ago to get his story. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in, I was born in Memphis, and then we moved to Columbus, where I spent my entire life in Columbus, Mississippi.
Tell us about your family.
I'm married to Kim. My wife is Kim. We've been married for 18 years. She's a kindergarten teacher over at Center Hill. We have 3 children, 9, 12, and 17. My parents live in Columbus. I have two brothers.
Tell us about your years in high school.
I was in athletics. I played football, ran track, and baseball and powerlifted. I was a B student in high school. Didn't really take my high school studies real serious as I should have. I wish I would have. If I could go back, I would do it better.
What was your favorite sport?
Football was my favorite sport. Well, football and track. It was kind of, I worked real hard at football. I was never the biggest kid out there. I was very studious with the game. I learned my position. Because of my size, I was very a technical type player. Track was the same way. I threw discus from the time I was in 9th grade till I graduated, and that is something that I really enjoyed, throwing the discus. And that was something else that was real technical. And I was able, because of the hard work, I was able to get a scholarship in both football and track.
What was a pivotal moment in your teenage years?
Pivotal moment in my teenage years was actually when I in track. I was always I couldn't throw as far as the other guys. And my junior year, I really worked hard. I really worked hard. And we went to the district meet, and out of, I think it was 18 guys throwing, I ended up second, and I was shocked when I placed second in that event. So that just made me realize that hard work does pay off. You can achieve.
What job did you have in high school?
In high school, I was a lifeguard. My sophomore, junior, and senior year, I lifeguarded. I also worked at the Park and Recreation as a scorekeeper. That was a fun job. Worked nights, paid well at that time, and but I enjoyed lifeguarding. I got to meet a lot of people as a lifeguard. Saved a couple of lives, but I really enjoyed it. And then into my senior year, I went to work for the post office too. Worked at the post office at night. And that job was very interesting to learn. You get a good idea how the mail works, and I sorted mail and loaded trucks and collected mail, and it was a fun job. It was a fun job.
Tell us about your college experience.
College, I went to school out in Kansas on a scholarship, football and track. I started as a freshman at center, ended up third team all conference, but it was just so far off. It was a culture shock for me. I did have an opportunity to meet kids from California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska. I was able to see part of the country I've never been able to see before. But I did decide to transfer to West Alabama, and there I was redshirted. I studied education, and I played. And then when I got hurt, I got hurt playing, and I ended up having to have career-ending surgery on my shoulder, and then I kind of dropped out of college after that for a while. Went to work.
How did you choose the college to attend?
The original college that I attended, choice was because of a scholarship, and the second college that I went to was so I could play football. But finally, I ended up finishing at the W at a later age, and I chose that just because it was close to home. But it was considered to be a really good school in the field of education, and I learned a lot there. I was prepared when I graduated from the W. I was able to go straight into the teaching world and know what to do. They prepared us.
How did you choose your profession? Did you originally plan on becoming a teacher?
I kind of always wanted to be a teacher. If time I was about 14, 15 years old, I always wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to coach. But I also enjoyed the teaching part, the aspect of, everybody kind of says, well, I want to be a coach, but I wanted to be both because I look at coaching as teaching. You teach students how to perform a task when you coach, and in the classroom, you're teaching them how to whatever. It could be history, it could be physical science, it could be biology, English. You're teaching all the time. If you're working at a school, no matter what you're doing, you're teaching. And when Mr. Orr hired me, the one thing I told him is that I want to teach students how to be productive citizens.
What's something outside of school that you're passionate about?
My passion really outside of school is going to be my family. My kids, my wife, my parents, my in-laws. That's what I'm passionate about, helping them whatever they need, watching them succeed, especially my kids. I've really tried to instill hard work into my kids to strive for greatness, and I really see my kids doing that. And that's what I'm passionate about, is my kids excelling. And I do it in my way. They know what the expectations are, and they live up to them.
Tell us something you've always dreamed about doing, something on your bucket list.
My bucket list, I really want to visit all 50 states in the Union. Learn about the states, see the different parts of the country. What's different from the Northeast up in Maine compared to, say, Arizona. I want to meet people from all over the country. Go to Alaska, go to Hawaii, go to Puerto Rico. Even though Puerto Rico is just territory, it's still part of our country, the United States. I want to see it and just look at what this nation has to offer.
What's something students might not know about you?
Students may think that I'm just hard-nosed, hardcore, but really and truthfully, I want them all to succeed. I want them to become the best person that they can be. And if I can help them get there, then I'll help them get there.
What's something you love about this school?
One thing about Horn Lake High School I really love is how teachers will help each other. For instance, I was out for 3 months 2 years ago. I had surgery and I was out for 3 months, and Miss Clark literally took over my class. She was teaching her class and making sure my classes were able to get the information they needed so that they can learn. That was something that she didn't need to do. She didn't have to do, but she did it. And there's other examples of how teachers have helped each other out. Too many to talk about.
"2020 was obviously a terrible year, with the pandemic taking the spotlight front and center. However, you may be surprised to know just how many disasters our country actually faced. Here's Ashanti with the startling statistics.
2020 nonetheless was an extremely interesting year, with the unexpected pandemic amongst several other things that definitely made a year to remember. One of these things was a record number of billion-dollar disasters. Last year, there was a record 22 disasters that cost the U.S. a whopping $95 billion, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. To show the comparison, the record in 2011 and 2017 both equaled 16 disasters, causing at least $1 billion of damage. The issue we were facing has continued into 2021, and as some of us know, climate change has been a brewing issue for years now, but it is now hitting the U.S. hard. Heat waves and droughts alone have costed $4.5 billion in damages, which have led to wildfires spreading across the West due to the extreme heat and dryness. Flames tore through the West, eating up more than 10 million acres of land. The hurricane season also led to more tropical cyclones than ever before seen. To make a long story short, it simply was a catastrophic year, and hopefully 2021 can bring more positive and hopeful events into the headlines.
Today's feature vocabulary word is apprehensive, anxious or fearful that something bad will happen. Used in a sentence, the man was very apprehensive before his operation. It is now time for today's announcements. Pay attention, we're moving fast. Students, don't forget we have tutoring available to you on Monday afternoons. Be sure to sign up in the cafeteria on Mondays during lunch if you plan on attending the sessions. You can also talk with your teachers if you're interested in signing up. Students, we'll begin distributing laptops in a few weeks. You will only receive a laptop after paying the device usage fee and signed consent form. No personal computers or tablets will be allowed on the DCS network as previously allowed. Therefore, all students will be required to pay for a school device to be used throughout the spring semester. Please be sure to turn in your consent forms to your first block teacher by this Friday.
So the ACT on Saturday is February 6th. The last day to sign up for it will be today, January the 15th. Ms. Capps and I usually kind of run it together. We only have about 60 spots that have been taken up for the 6th. So you want to take it here at Horn Lake because Ms. Capps is really good at like getting the right teachers in, to put into it, and you want to use teachers that who are doing a good job, and the students feel comfortable when they see the same teacher giving it every time. So we always start on time, and we always finish on time, and there's really never been any problems, any issues with it at all. Today the 15th is the last day to get the fee waiver, according to what Mr. Witt said on the intercom yesterday afternoon. So,
students, don't forget if you have a pending COVID test, you should not attend school until you have the results. Students who test positive should provide documentation to the school and follow state quarantine orders. If you have questions, you should contact our school nurse, Mrs. Cross. This year, it's more important than ever to keep up with the news and info. We have lots of video content to check out online. Head to hornlakehigh.com and click on the subscribe link to get full access to our YouTube library. That's it for today's episode. Here at Horn Lake, we are better students, always growing and expecting more. Stay tuned for your lunch menus and athletic schedules. We'll see you here Monday. Have a fantastic day.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence, then let them in, talk up their body, another one body, that's just how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I came to play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me, then I double up again, none of their knows. None of them cold, they just got lucky but never adapted, so I'm to the one if it's coming to blows. My enemies cutting it close, I let them think that they got me, but what do you know? I had them beat before we ever spoke, I'm ready for smoke. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now they ain't go harder than me, they need a blade and a sheath, a shank and a piece, a crate full of heat, an army, a fleet, a tank and a jeep, a navy at sea, with ace a marine, an ace up their sleeve, a team of marines, a freak on a leash, a beast with an appetite, razor for teeth, and still they will lay at my feet. Boy, you got the wrong one. I gotta look over all of my publishing statements for Q1 as soon as the song's done. I gotta call up my mama and tell her I made it as soon as my log's done. I gotta read all my trade publications and sip my tea till it is all done. I think it's all fun. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything.